Hi. Yeah, welcome to this video series. My name is Roshan, and here in this video series, we are going to learn about Zig. Uh, Zig is basically a programming language that's on the rise recently. It's a very good systems language, and here in this video series, I'll be basically trying to we'll be going through the basic Zig syntax and how learning Zig from beginner till let's just say intermediate or advanced. And this video series is going to be helpful to the new time programmers, but more helpful and easy to understand to someone who is coming from a different programming language. So the goal of this series is going to be to keep the video size minimal. So each video will be talking about a certain topic of Zig, and we'll create multiple small videos that you can go through it. And at the end, I'll also suggest you a resource that you can stick to it while following this video series, so that it'll be very helpful for you to learn Zig. So without any ado, let's start with Zig. So the very first thing that you should do is install Zig. So Zig is basically a very new language that's growing day by day. So it's highly recommended to install the very latest binaries of Zig, the latest version of Zig, because at some other point in future, if you are looking at this video after a long time, few of the things might not be relevant. So, but we'll in this video series, we'll try to stick to the core topics of the language and the syntax, so that even in the future releases, the learning is worth it. The learning will stay. So the very first thing you should do is search Zig in Google. So just type it and click on the getting started. So here in getting started, go to direct download and download based on, so basically there will be this downloads page. Click on here and download the very latest version. So here it is, the master version. One of the reason we suggest master version is because, as mentioned earlier, it is very quickly growing, and it is highly recommended to stick to the latest one. And also, we'll be suggesting an exercise which requires this master version. So just download the zip or the tar file based on your operating system and unzip it. I've already done it, so I'll quickly show you. Basically, here you download it, and so this is the Zig version 0.14.0, which I downloaded. And if we go inside it, uh, so as you can see, this is the Zig binary or the executable. All you have to do is add it to the environment variable so that we can access it across our terminal or like across our system. So in my case, since it is a ZSH terminal, so I have added it here. If you see here, I've added it to the path. So there it is accessible. So after you do this, all you have to try is basically write Zig version, and you should be able to see something like this, a version of your Zig which you basically install on your system. So once that is done, I think you are good to go. Uh, let's just uh, go. Uh, yeah. Now, coming back to it. So this is I will follow this page for now. So here you go ahead with this, add to your path. Try to avoid the package managers because they'll give you a older version, at least at the moment, since it is growing. It's not even a stable version one. We are still on version 0.14. So go ahead with the latest version rather than going with the package manager. So once that is done, one of the other thing you can do is basically install a syntax highlighter LSP in according to your editor. Since I'm using NeoVim, for me it is basically uh, Mason. So I have ZLS installed. You can find this. You can install it for at least for the Vims. github.com/zigtool/zls. For your other editor of choice, go to your extension and just directly search for a Zig extension. Okay, that is there. We'll just remove the Zig cache as well. Yeah. So once you have done this, what we'll be doing is we'll be running our very first Hello World program, and we'll try to keep this video short till install in Hello World. So let's just go ahead and follow it. So create a folder. So since I'm already inside here, what I'm going to do is create a Hello World folder, and this is where we'll basically be writing a Zig program, initial Zig program. Now what we are going to do is we're going to write Zig in it. What this will do is it will initialize a Zig project in this directory, and let's go ahead with that Zig in it, and it gives some log and created a few files. If we look at it, so uh, so basically, these are the files that it created: a build.zig file, build.zig.zon file, and a source directory. We'll look at each files. So Zig has a build system. Basically, we define each build step uh, in Zig itself only. So at the moment, we are not gonna, since we are learning Zig, we are not gonna touch this build.zig file a lot, but we'll mostly be playing around with the source code, and later we'll go through how to write your own build system in Zig. So that's there. So open this, and here inside the source folder, there'll be two files. One will be a main.zig file, and one would be a root.zig file. So the main.zig file is to create single executable programs, such as you compile it, generate a binary, and run it. And the root.zig is to create libraries to share code. If we open this, it's written, you can see here, the root.zig is a root source file one making a library. So a library is basically how you're gonna import, share your code across it. Something like this import standard is your standard library, basically. So now we are not going to use this. So let's just go to the main.zip file. This is where we are concerned. And first of all, we'll just delete it entirely. I will not look at that gibberish at the moment. We'll learn the syntax step by step. So now the zig function, so the code, this is the main.zig file. This is when compile is going to create a binary, and that's in the written in the build system, and we're gonna we'll look into the build system later. So just go through the code. So here, the the zig program has an entry point, like it's called main. This is very similar to uh, every other language, like the main is our entry point, and this is how you write it. PUB stands for public, and FN is the how you write a function. We'll go through by default, just to tell you, the functions can be written without public as well. This is fine, but the main function should be public. So that's why we need to add this in our main function. So whenever the code executes, it's going to look for a main function. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do the standard ritual of printing hello world, like every other language here. And to do that, uh, we are going to import a library that's going to help us print hello world. So importing is done via at, and then we write import. And here we add the name of it, since it's called std. This is the standard library for Zig, and it gives us the functions that allow us to print it. Since we imported it, if we wanna use it, we're gonna capture it in a let's just say for now it's in a const. We'll go through what are cons for the beginners, but for others who have been through coming from a different programming language, const is just like you find there. It's a const, which is immutable. So here, this const, what we are going to do is we are going to use that std const that we captured the style library, and we are going to add dot. And here we'll have different structs and functions to use. To print, our concern is in debug. So debug structs provides us a print function, and if we see, this is a print function, and then we have the normal closing, open, closing brackets, ended with a semicolon, just like you see C++. If we jump to this function, we see this function is public. That means we can use it across here. Across like when we import it, we can use this print function. Here, the print function tell you it just takes two arguments, one com time and one normal args. What we're gonna do is come here and print write our hello world statement, hello world, and then this slash backward slash and n means new line. And here, since it takes two, we're gonna pass the other one. Since we don't have want to pass any arguments, we are gonna write it empty like this. And this is our yeah standard print statement and zig. We are going to save it and we are going to build it. So here we are inside it. To if we have to be inside the path where the build.zig is present, and here we'll run zig build. And when we do this, it compiles whatever source code we wrote. It compiled it. Since there are no errors here in the terminal, the compilation was success. And let's see the contents. If you see, there is this new file zig.out. Basically, this file got generated once we compiled it. So let's go inside the zig.out. And here we have two folders, one a bin and a lib. We are concerned with bin. We'll look at lib later in the series. So let's go into bin. Here we'll see something called as hello world, which is the name of our project root directory. If you see this, this is the exact directory where we initiated our project. And here what we are going to do is we're going to just dot slash hello world, just like run this executable. And yeah, there you see hello world printed. So this is how you basically uh, print hello world in Zig. And this is the source code. We just defined a stand. We just used the a stand library, imported it, passed it, assigned it to std, and so that we can use it in the code. In a main function, which has to be public, we use standard.debug struct. Debug struct provides us with multiple functions for our use. So here, if I see print, it's provide us this print function, and then uh, yeah, and the print function takes two arguments. One we pass is as a string, and the other is since it takes an args, but we don't have any args to pass, we'll just pass an empty list. So empty args. So that's there. And yeah, that's all. And this is how, and we successfully printed hello world. And this, and congrats, you are, I don't know what they call, Zigger maybe. Yeah, you are now a Zigger. That's what I have just written my directory name. So yeah. So another thing that I wanna tell is throughout the series, what we're gonna do is we are gonna use Ziglinks. This was a very cool concept, came from Rustlinks, and we have that in Ziglinks as well, which has very small programs that we you can use while learning. We'll go through the concepts and we'll make sure it aligns with the Ziglinks so that you have some hands-on with Ziglinks. So to do this, what you want to do is, since you have already installed the latest version, you don't have to worry about that. What you have to do is just search Ziglinks. Ziglinks, learn this. So now it has this exercise. Here it is hosted in this. You can also grab from GitHub or something. So here just git clone this, git copy this command, run it on terminal. I've already done it. Once you do this, it will come like this. So this is your zig links which you cloned it. Go here and here. Basically, let me just. This is the contents. You have a build.zig file and you have an exercise folder, which where you'll be making modifications. So you just open this, and inside the exercise folder you just run it, and here you will come across several exercises based on your learnings. So now something like this is the exercise. Let's just say what you're gonna do is you're gonna run zig build, and this will, once you do this, this will throw you an error. This is the error that you see when there's a compilation issue, basically. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through this errors. Most of the time, we'll be trying to understand the compiler errors. And since this error says something like the error is occurring here, uh, exercises 001, hello Zig 19 line number 19, and this is on the very first character. So let's just open that, and uh, the error which we already seen is the line number 19 character one main function should be public. So you just make it public, and you do zig build. And I was playing with a few of the exercises to see how it is, but as you can see, it compiled and passed the first exercise, and you see the output as well. And so this is what we are going to follow throughout the series to give you hands-on. So yeah, just clone the repo, run a zig build, and try solving exercise 001. Uh, yeah, that's all for this video. I'll see you in the another one. Thank you.